Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio for this? Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it is 12 noon on February the 23rd. Time for my view from my world, the noon edition. Anyway, we didn't have a lot of news this morning, but what we did have, I always love how we have to have some bunch of bureaucrats tell us what the consumer sentiment is, but this is a CD consumer confidence, and it was lower than expected. So that didn't make everybody very happy. And the other thing that usually doesn't have a lot of bearing was the Richmond manufacturing, and those numbers are down. This morning, before the market opened, we had a couple of the big stocks. I'm thinking Home Depot had earnings announcement before noon and something else. Anyway, if you trade the YM, it's probably a pretty good idea, especially in earnings season, which occurs 4 times a year, that you identify the days and the times relative to your trading time when those earnings are going to be announced, because there's only 30 stocks in that bucket that drive the YM. They are the underlying stocks for the YM, and they are the largest companies in the U.S. So they're heavily traded, and there's a lot of institutions holding, normal people think of anything from 100 to 1,000 shares of something or other as being a pretty good sized position. But these big institutions hold, 1,000,000 shares upwards. And if they get crossways and decide they're going to offload some of those shares or take on more, it can, right at that time, can kind of move the futures market on those. The thing with TF, there are hundreds and hundreds. It's literally 2,000. So it doesn't really matter about 1 or 2 stocks or 3 or 4 or 5. Same with the NQ. There's multiple, and the S&P, the ES, but the YM, it's only 30. So we get significant movement sometimes with the earnings. Anyway, we have had a number of things this morning. We've got the VIX seems to be inching its way back up. It's trading 2063 right now. And gold had some nice moves this morning early. The Canadian dollar's not very happy. For those of you who trade the Nadex and you look at beans and corn, boy, they both of them just right at the same time fell straight out of bed, and doesn't look like they're planning to come back up. So if you got short up there this morning, you probably have some pretty nice profits. Crude oil came up overnight, and then it has sold off all day. I put in here the marked up chart of this one. It's a little different. I did a post in the forum about how I use this thing. It's a little bit dated, but it's basically the same thing. To me, it's just easier to trade crude oil with that thing. Some people will find it, I think somebody told me it looked like witchcraft to them. But never works. This one works for me. So Brent has also fallen down. It went down and hit a significant level at 33.05. So we'll see if it breaks through there. It's likely to take West Texas crude with it to the downside from here. So the Saudis have been talking and talking, and of course everybody holds their breath, and the talking heads start getting hyper about stuff like that. One thing I did want to show you this morning that we don't have up, but that is bonds, because boy, were bonds, that was the trade of the day. This doesn't happen very often, but this is why you would watch bonds. This morning, right here about, actually it was a little earlier. Let me show you. Yeah, it was earlier here, about 6:37. This is one of Lori's elevators right here. You have a trend, and then you have a reversal bar, and then it turns back down, goes the same way it was going. And if you took this, this was just a fabulous, stellar trade. I think Lori got 20 ticks out of this, and I got 10 and didn't get back in. It's an automatic my ATM strategy, but she was trailing hers. But anyway, when you see this, it's below settlement, this elevator thing here, an apex E. These can sometimes take a while to come to fruition, but even if you took this from the E at 21 down to the deviation, that is a darn nice trade. And then the trendar flipped down here, and this thing started up and just showed no sign whatsoever of weakening until it got to settlement, and it did put up a sling, or you could call that an almost touchback to this EMA. But you expect at settlement that it may fiddle around a little bit. I use a 6-tick on this. I found that if you use a bigger size ticks, it lumbers a lot. And for a while, I tried a 4-tick, and that was too jerky. It made too many different signals. So I finally settled on a 6-tick. But this is just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful trade. Doesn't happen very often that you get both directions on it and those big trends, but it did. Let's see. News, we've got tomorrow morning, we've got crude oil inventory is at 10:30. And let me get to this. And at 10 o'clock, we've got new home sales. There's flash PMI, the services at 9:45. That's not usually such a big deal. New home sales, not such a big deal. But crude oil inventories will move the crude oil market as a rule. So I think that's about it. I want to remind everybody that this NinjaTrader update, because they have been putting that when you open your NinjaTrader for the day, there was a sign flashing up that said that you have until the 27th to update your NinjaTrader. This is a free update. it's an upgrade, whatever it is, but you need to do that. And if you're like a lot of people, probably people, named Marilyn, about the third time you get that silly thing in front of your face, you just tell it to not show you that anymore because you're sure you're going to remember to do it. But if you haven't done that, you have to go to the Ninja Trader website and follow your nose. It takes about 2 seconds to get that done. But this Saturday will be the last day. So Monday, if you haven't done that, next Monday, and you open up your Ninja Trader, you're likely to get real frustrated real fast. So please, please take care of that if you haven't done it already. Anyway, that's about it. Excuse me. And I will see you tomorrow at noon. This has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. Thanks.